Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I recently got braces, so if I look different, that's why. um, so I haven't posted a video in like I want to say like a month and a half, and I said that I would, but school got really busy, work got really busy, other stuff got really busy. So I'm here for you. I'm here with a video for you guys about red phase on basic training. I have this whole week off, so maybe I'll get through white and blue phase, but I'm not going to guarantee anything. I got a question the other day. A parent had asked me, I guess their soldier went to basic training this week, and they're asking me about phone calls, and so I'll go through all of that. If you see me looking like down or looking over or something, it's because I have my phone with me. I have all like my notes and stuff on my phone. So I'll go through and I'll explain all that stuff. So yeah, I guess we'll just get started. So phones. I know you're all wondering like, when am I gonna get a call? When can I call my parents? When, will I get to talk to people? Like when? So you should get, and this goes for parents too. You parents and family members, y'all should get a phone call the night that they left for basic training. So I left the 11th on that night. I got a 1 minute, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 minutes, but it was super short, so I think it was 1 minute. I got a 1 minute phone call to my parents, and all I was to say was, I made it to basic training, I'm safe, like I love and miss you guys, peace out, pretty much. Now, they're not going to force your soldier, or if you're a future soldier watching this, they're not going to force you to call. You do not have to make a call. So if you call, great. Parents, if you don't get a call, they were offered a call, at least at Fort Sill they were. I don't know about like anywhere else, but at Fort Sill, if your soldier's going to Fort Sill, they will get a phone call the night that they got there, just to let you guys know that they made it there safely, that they got there safely. Whether they make that phone call or not, that's up to them. I know when I called my mom, it was like 12 o'clock night our time, and it was just really hard to hear her voice. Like I called her and I was like, I'm here, I love you, bye. Because the sound of her voice, like I would have burst into tears, and I didn't want to cry right there because, of course, they're going to make fun of you for crying. So I did not want to cry, so I just told her basically, like, I'm here, I made it safely, we're good. So, yeah. The next time you'll get a phone call, reception, they say is about 3 to 5 days. I didn't get to basic training until a week after I had already been in reception. So I got there the 11th, and I didn't go into basic training, like my basic training unit, until the 19th. So I would say about 5 to 7 days. Don't expect another phone call, because the reception drill sergeants will give back your soldiers' phones, and they are not allowed to use them. They will get a call the night that they get to their basic training battalion. So when they get there that night, they'll in process them, get their rooms, well, not their rooms, but their barracks set up, pick their bunks, like, get all their stuff organized, put it all inside their lockers and stuff, and then they'll go down to a classroom and they'll start to in process them through the basic training, like paperwork and all this other crap. That night though, the drill sergeants will be asking your soldiers for their phones, which they have to give up. So when they give up their phone, they'll get like we got like a 2-minute phone call. So, it depends on your drill sergeant too, how long the call is, but I think you do get a phone call, at least I did, the night that I got there on the 19th. So I called them, I was like, hey, I made it to, my basic training battalion, I'll call you again in 3 weeks. So yeah. So with that being said, that's the start of basic training. Starting your 9 weeks. Not that bad. I promise you that. It's just 9 weeks of your life. You'll be fine. I know that when you start red phase, it's a little bit, you don't have any absolutely no like freedom. You have no like, you're basically babied. You're being told what to do constantly. You're walked around, escorted everywhere because they don't allow you to go anywhere by yourself, which kind of sucks. But yeah. So every day. So this is basically, I have my little blue book here. Because it's kind of this is really it. So if you're wondering what red face is gonna be like during basic training, here's what my blue book says. You begin the soldierization process by learning discipline, standards, values, and teamwork. In Red Phase, you will learn about warrior ethos, first aid, sexual harassment and assault response prevention programs, also known as SHARP, customs and courtesies, resiliency techniques. You will also participate in physical readiness training, road marches, also called ruck marches, confidence building courses, and learn how to march in a military formation. So standing in a formation is like one of the things that they teach you like every single day for hours. They will teach you how to march, how to stand in a formation, right face, left face, about face, half left face, half right face. They will teach you all of that. Pretty much your first week. You will get smoked a lot. And by smoked, I mean you will be getting punished a lot your first week. A lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of, exercises. But this is basically how the schedule goes for each day, and this is pretty much exactly like to the T of like what basic training schedule is like. At least this is how it was for me. So 5 o'clock is your first call. That means total line, which means you stand at the edge of your bunks and you wait for your drill sergeant to enter your room. That's at 0500. So or 5 o'clock in the morning. So you'll need to be up, ready, dressed, ready for PT at 5. So you wake up at whatever time you feel. When I started, I woke up at 4. And as I got more and more, like I knew how to get ready faster, I started waking up at 4:45, and it only took me about 10 minutes to get ready, about 2 minutes to make my bed, and then I had a few minutes to chill when the drill sergeant walks in. At 0530 is PT, so you will go out and you'll conduct your PT for the day, whether it's muscle failure or running or whatever you guys are gonna do. You'll go and do your your PT. Okay. This isn't exactly true. It says 0630 for breakfast. That's wrong. You'll probably end PT around 6:30, 6:40. And for us, we had to be outside for breakfast at 7. So sometimes I think most of the time we were like one of the first ones in the chow hall for breakfast. It all depends because they go by each they have a schedule of who gets to go first, or like they have an order of who goes to dinner at what time. So that'll roughly change every day. You'll eat your breakfast or your chow, and you'll come back to your battalion, and you'll do you'll get all your stuff, whatever you need for the day, your weapons, your rucksacks, whatever you're gonna do for the day, and you'll go out and you'll do your training wherever your training is gonna be. Around 1200, 1300 or so, you'll eat lunch. Okay, and then after lunch, you'll go back to training. We normally didn't get done with training until 1600. We would come back at 1600. We would be back by like 16, I want to say like 30 roughly. And we would go put our stuff away, get back information, and march to dinner chow. You won't eat at the chow hall or at the DFAC every single day. You will eat MREs, especially for lunch. I think I had an MRE for lunch every single day while I was out there. You will eat MREs. Like, get over the fact that not everything is good in an MRE. At least to me, I don't think it's good. It's all up to what you like and what food you like. So there's that. Drill sergeant time is around 600 or around 6 or 1800. And for that, it's basically whatever the drill sergeant wants to do with you. I know that once you start getting mail, that'll be mail time. You'll get your mail, you'll get, all the stuff that you need to do or whatever. They'll put you in, well, we called it bay formation, but it's just a formation that you get into before you go to bed. They account for everybody, make sure everybody's there. And each, well, the way we did it was each bay had cleaning duties. So one night, it'd be one bay. The next night, it'd be the other bay. The next night, it would be the other bay. The next night, it'd be the other bay. So you would go around and you would rotate and you would clean the drill pad and you would clean, inside the building, which is what we did during that time. So you'll have it every 4 days, which is what we had it. And yeah, after that, it's personal time from 8:30 to 9:30 is personal time. That's your shower time. That's your writing letters time. That didn't always go as planned though, because the longer it took you guys to account for everybody in bay formation, the longer it took everyone to clean, especially if you have cleaning duties. Just don't expect personal time, because the drill sergeant has to come and do a walkthrough and make sure everything's clean, and they'll release you to your personal time. Sometimes we would do bay formation at like 5:30 and we would be done with cleaning by 6, and we would have like 6 to 9:30 of personal time. It depends on who your drill sergeant is on CQ that night, and it also depends on if your cleaning is good enough for them. That's pretty much it. Lights out is at 9:30. There are no exceptions. I remember one time we were in our bay and someone was up writing letters at 10:30, and I was up for fire guard, which is what you will have to do, not every single night, but you will have to do fire guard a few times while you're in basic training, actually quite a lot. And that's just where you stay up for 1 hour of the night, you and another person from your bay, and you're in charge of making sure everyone's asleep, everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. You account for everybody. They have to come to you and say, they're going to go use the bathroom. So you have to write down who went to the bathroom at what time and what time they returned and all that kind of stuff. So, and the drill sergeants come in and look through that when they do their walkthrough. So, you'll go and walk through. And I remember one time this girl, she was up at the other side of the bay where the drill sergeants couldn't see from walking in the door. Then she was on the other side writing a letter at 10:30 at night when lights out was an hour ago. So, and they made the whole bay get up, and we had to do push-ups at 10:30 at night. So don't do that. Don't be that soldier that messes up. Soldiers, future soldiers, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much that. Okay. So the first thing that you will do when you get there is take your 111 PT test. Normally, your PT test consists of 2 minutes of push-ups, then 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. When you do your 111, it's half of that. So it's 1 minute of push-ups, 1 minute of sit-ups, and 1-mile run. When you do this, I think we did it like the first week we got there. It's just to see where you're at, so that way they know where you're starting from. So it's not that bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of you have run a mile at least once in your life. If not, prepare. Run. I'm not even saying don't just run 1 mile. Run 2 miles at least twice a week, or at least once a week. Run 2 miles. Every day do push-ups. Every day do sit-ups. Don't be that soldier that the last during blue phase your PT test comes and you can't pass basic training because you're not in physical shape. I entered basic training, I couldn't do a single push-up. By the time I graduated basic training, I did like 30 something, and by the time I got to AIT, my second PT test in AIT, I maxed my push-ups. So, yeah, the normal standards for PT tests, for the basic training standards, you have to get a 50 in every category, and you'll get that explained more to you how that works and stuff like that at basic training. But the real Army standards is you have to get 60 in each event. So a 60 score in push-ups, a 60 score in sit-ups, and a 60 score in the 2-mile run. So it's like bare minimum. And you'll read about all that in your blue book, so I'm not going to go too much in depth in that. After that, you'll have your team building course. So your team building course is, what we did is, you can look up videos too. They have a bunch of videos on YouTube. Your team building course is what you do is you go to this course, and they have like a bunch of different obstacles and stuff like that. And what you have to do is you have to work with your platoon to solve the course. So like my course was, what we had to do is we had 3 poles, each at different levels, like 3 little like wood studs at different levels. and we had a big plank, or two like medium-sized planks that were about the width of two of them. So like, you know, the width of these two and then the width of these two, like they only covered two little posts. We had to figure out how to get from one end, the short end, all the way to the other end. We had to get all our soldiers across, and we had to get a box, a heavy box, from that end to the other end. So you had to get all your soldiers, and a platoon is about 50 soldiers. You had to get all your soldiers across that, and yourself, and all the equipment without falling to the floor or dropping anything. If you had to fall to the floor or drop anything, you had to start over. And this built team building, that way you guys know how to work together, because as a platoon, you spend every single day, every single night, every single second with each other. Like you guys like live together, you guys best friends. Let me tell you that. I mean, you may not be in real life, but that's the idea of it. Like you guys are constantly together, so you need to know how to work together. And that's the whole point of that course. It's super fun. If you go in the wintertime though, it's not that fun because it's freezing, especially in Oklahoma. It's windy and it's freezing. So imagine like 15-degree weather with like 30-mile-an-hour winds. Like that's how it is in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So if you're going there in the wintertime, good luck. It's not that bad though. I promise. I promise. If I can get through it, and I hate the cold, y'all can get through it. So after that, you'll have your Repel Tower. At Fort Sill, you'll know it as Treadwell Tower. I don't know what they call it at other basic trainings, because I didn't realize that it was only called Treadwell Tower at our basic training until I got to AIT, and they were like, how'd y'all do on Treadwell Tower? And they were like, oh, what? And I was like, the Repel Tower? And they're like, oh, like they have different names for them at different basic trainings. So ours was called Treadwell Tower. And what you do, can't remember how many feet it is. I think it's like 40 feet or something like that. I don't know. It's a huge ass tower that you rappel off of. And you rappel off of it, and it's super fun. That was actually one of my favorite things at basic training. It builds your fear, like it helps you conquer your fears. It helps to show you that you can do anything, you know. And these, you don't have a harness. You have a rope and a little thing that goes around your, like you basically it's like you and a rope, and that's it. And you rappel down. It's not that bad. It's actually super fun. Don't let that be the first thing that gets you out of basic training. Like, just do it. I know you guys can do it. You guys can do it. Because I'm afraid of heights, and I did that thing, and it was scary. It doesn't look that big when you see it, but when you're up there and you look down, you're like, holy shit, like, this is way up here. It's not that bad, though, and I know you guys can do it. Okay, so the next thing you'll do at basic training, at least the next thing I did at basic training, this is all throughout red phase. Like, this is just what we did through red phase from what I remember. You go for a Ruck March. I think it's a 4K. I think it's like roughly like 2 miles or so, something like that. I don't know. Can't exactly remember. It's short though. I think it was like 2.5 miles or something like that. But you ruck. You ruck. So basically, we didn't have rucksacks. We had assault packs. But if you go to Leonard Wood and Benning, and I don't know about South Carolina, I can't remember. But at Fort Sill, at least for us, we had assault packs. We didn't have rucksacks. So we had our assault packs, and we'd pack it up with an extra uniform, our wet weather gear, an extra pair of socks, an extra shirt, an extra pair of boots. Like, you would pack your rucksack with everything. Your gator neck, which keeps like your face like warm. Your Gore-Tex, which is like your wet weather jacket. Like, you would keep everything in there. Your sleep system, like everything. And you would ruck with that. That doesn't sound like much, but when you're rucking with that, with a Kevlar, which is your helmet, and your weapon, and your flick, it's heavy. Like, it's not light. Like, it's heavy. And it will hurt your back. You will get like, when is this gonna end? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it takes forever. It's not that bad, especially in Fort Sill, since everything's flat. You're not walking up like hills and walking down hills and all that. It's flat, which is great for y'all going to Fort Sill. If you're going anywhere else, sorry. But Fort Sill, it's flat, which is good. So that's good. you Ruck March. What we did was we Ruck March to the gas chamber. You guys can Ruck March to different places, and that'll be up to your drill sergeants where you march. The gas chamber. This is where you go into the chamber with your gas mask, and you'll have a class on this and all that. Oh, also, by the way, throughout these next 3 weeks of red phase, you will be sitting in a classroom constantly. Like, it sucks sitting in a classroom because you're sitting there and you're like dozing off, falling asleep. Like, it sucks. But that's besides the point. So the gas chamber, you'll go into the classroom like a couple days before you go to the gas chamber, and they'll teach you how to use your mask, how to put it on, and all that. And you'll go to the gas chamber. When you go to the gas chamber, it's not that bad. This is the one thing that I was terrified of. Like, I did not want to do the gas chamber, like, at all. It wasn't that bad though. For me to say that I was terrified of it and I would do it again, it's not that bad. You will cough. You will have a lot of mucus coming out of your nose and probably out of your mouth. You will be coughing. I think I just said that. You will be, they say it burns your skin. For me, it didn't burn my skin at all. I didn't feel it at all on my skin. But for us, what we had to say in there was everyone had to say, they took us like 15 at a time, or like 10 at a time, I think it was. All of us had to say our name, our rank, where we're from, what platoon we're in, what's our platoon motto, and what battery we were in. And then after that, we had to say the soldier's creed until they kicked us out. And it seems like a lot, but it's not that hard. If everyone just does what they're supposed to do, you guys will be in and out. Like, it won't be that bad, I promise. Excuse me. After that, after you do the gas chamber and all that, what I remember is I think we started weapons qualifications. I can't exactly remember, like, exactly. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but I think you start weapons qualifications, so they'll take you to the simulator where you'll have like a fake M4 and you'll shoot like this little tiny screen. It's like, well, it's not tiny. When you get in there, it's actually pretty big, but I think like 15 of you go at a time and you lay down in the prone position. Something like that. I don't know, you lay down and you shoot, and when you shoot your weapon, it's like this little thing, and it's like little like fake people pop up, and you have to shoot them. And it helps to so you can get the feel of the weapon and stuff like that. Also, after that, you'll go to the range, and you'll start to zero your weapon. Now, if you look at an M16, it's got this little tiny like nozzle, well, not nozzle, like I don't know what the hell, how to explain it, like it's like a little tiny thing, and then at the weapon, like near you, it's got the little tiny circle, like that like smaller than that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like tiny, and you have to zero your weapon, and they'll explain all of that. Like, it's hard to explain because I don't know, I don't have a weapon with me to show you, but you have to, like, adjust it to you, because everyone shoots different, everyone's body positions are different, everyone's, some eyes are spread out, some eyes are closer together, so like it depends. So you have to zero your weapon to you, which is why you will have your own assigned weapon too, because if anything happens to that weapon, you're responsible for it. And also, that's the weapon you're shooting with because it's zeroed to your specifications. So you'll go and do that. That's actually really fun because you just get to shoot. Like, you just get to shoot a bunch of bullets, and it's fun. But yeah, I think that's all we did in Red Phase actually. Besides, like, classroom stuff, you'll learn about first aid, how to take care of a wound, how to put a tourniquet on, how to put a pressure dressing on, how to take care of people, you know what I mean? Like, you'll learn all that stuff. So yeah, later this week I'll do a white phase video. If you have like any questions or anything that I missed out that maybe you want to know, let me know in the comments below, so that way I can answer them in the next video, or I can answer them online. But let me know if you have any questions, if you feel I missed anything, if there's anything you want to know about that I didn't emphasize enough. So yeah, so that was pretty much red phase, guys. It's super fun. You will get in trouble a lot. Your drill sergeants walk everywhere with you. Oh, never forget this. I think I said this in my reception video, but I'm not sure. Always have a battle buddy. Don't go anywhere without a battle buddy. If you're a girl, make sure you have a girl battle buddy or 2 boys if there's no girls around. If you're a boy, make sure you have a boy battle buddy or 2 girl battle buddies if there's no boys around. That's like a really big thing there. Like they're crazy about that because it's all regards to like sexual assault, sexual harassment, sharp, like all that stuff. You'll learn about it. They'll explain it to you, but never go anywhere without a battle buddy. Always have a battle buddy with you. If you have any questions, again, comment below. And peace out. See you guys later. Bye.